I am so smart. I am so smart. SMRT. I mean, SMART. So this one's indoors instead of being out in the garage. And I was going to show a little bit of stuff that I'm doing when it comes to some arm pistons and some other greebles. So let me switch the camera around and try something else. So here is the piston, little arm piston, or one of them. There were four, obviously, that came with the pieces that I got. They're pretty good. I will say my concerns and the issues that I have with them is, well, right there, they can just kind of come apart. They also don't go all the way in. I think part of that is because they don't, because they can come apart, you don't want them to ever be able to do that. So you make the post longer using, a dowel or whatever. It's pretty nice. Works okay, especially for like a static display or a lightly moving display. But I was like, well, I bet I can do something a little bit better. So I kind of took some measurements and made my own version of them. Here you can see they're, and then 3D printed them. So I modeled it in 3D. Got the same basic measurements. You can see it's not identical. It's pretty close, but a little different. And here's the end cap. You can see they're pretty close, but not identical. But same basic idea. I looked at lots of pictures to try to make it match. This is a 2-post one. That's a 1-post one. They're all a little different. Here's another one. You can see the little ridges on it are different. Again, based on pictures I found. I'm not sure exactly how accurate it is. Haven't seen like really good pictures of the screen used ones, and I think they change from movie to movie. So, they're whatever. So anyway, first attempt. So what I'm going to do is sand and prime these. You can see the way these are done. This is a filler primer in there and sanded down pretty heavily so that it's pretty smooth. We'll see how well it works. But then the idea is this is actually a brass rod. So I got this at I forget if it was at Home Depot or Lowe's. It was one of those two, but I'm sure several hardware stores. So these little brass rods. Don't remember the measurements. This is I think it might be a 3/8. I don't know if it's a one. It could be a 1/4. I'll definitely get that in there somewhere in the notes down below or whatever. And then the idea is I made this little cap that fits on there, and I've glued this on just using some super glue, Zap-A-Gap in this case. Oh, hey, I got it right here. Zap-A-Gap. This stuff works pretty well. If you use Kicker, it's supposed to make it go really fast. I don't. I just wait. And so the idea is you put that on the end, and then the hole in the piston is big enough for that to go in, and it's not real tight because left a little tolerance, but it at least keeps it in there pretty good. And then there's this little ring that goes on, and then the idea is that ring will keep it from coming out. So I can pull on that, and that little cap basically hits against the ring, and then it can't get through there. So I'm going to paint these all up, and then put this all together, and then glue that little ring on. It's going to be a little tricky because I don't want to glue the brass rod to it, but it should be okay. So we'll see how that goes. Wanted to show you how that works. Oh, and I'm going to go ahead and put these files up on Thingiverse, so it'll be free for people to use. Modeled these in early to mid 2016. So if you see somebody using models that came after that, be cool. But I'm not trying to get anybody to buy these from me. Not really sure what the best practice is on that, but I'm gonna try putting them up there and we'll see. Please don't sell these to people, except if you're just like selling kind of a printing service or something. And even then, yeah, try not to do that. And but if you'd like to, license it. I don't really know how that works. So, but yeah, don't try to make money off these things. They're pretty simple. Like I said, I'll probably tweak them if I ever get like 100% confirmation of how they can be fixed. Pretty good. Kind of rambling on now. Sorry about that. And so that'll be good. And I sized the brass so that you can see these are a lot shorter. But the idea is that this one can actually move, and you can actually put a little bit of force on it when you pull on it, whereas this one you can't. If you pull on it, it'll just come apart. So this one will not go too far, so that one should be good. And yeah, may tweak or adjust this. May want to tweak these to make them fit a little better, whatever you want. I also modeled these little greeblies. They are the parts that they go in the kind of top of the chest, pointed towards the head. And you, like many of the C-3PO greeblies, you probably would not even notice that he had such things. But if you go and you look at pictures, you'll notice that there are these little kind of piston-looking things, kind of little antenna that stick out of, you know, the very, very top of his chest and point towards his head. And so they included some. I kind of modeled them, looked at more pictures, and tried to make something pretty accurate. Again, I'll put these up on Thingiverse. There'll be some more little C-3PO things, and these are the same. There's a couple different types of pistons, but they'll be up there. You may be watching this video from there to kind of see how they go together, see how they work. Thanks. Yeah, so I think it's pretty good. Not really sure. Oh, these have a hole in the bottom of them, and that hole is the same size, or can take the wire that I used to replace the pin in the hinges of the legs. So if you go back a couple of videos, there'll be a video on C-3PO legs, and in there I'll talk about the wire that I use. And so that wire is also meant to be used here, so that way the wire can go in, and then that wire can be kind of embedded, you know, put down, you know, maybe drill a hole, put it in the chest, and we'll do that. And I've got more stuff over there. This has to do with the back and the wiring and stuff. That'll be another video. But yeah, so the wire goes in the back of these. These use standard brass rods. I'll get the size somewhere. But yeah, pretty nice. And I think it'll be good. So I will definitely show them off as they get done. But gotta go off and paint. So have a good day, everybody.